Askreddit, what looks easy peasy lemon squeezy but is actually difficult lemon difficult? Apparently figuring out what the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy would be. Ruffy tuffy lemon puffy. Drawing something from memory. Like a bird or something. Asterisk asterisk in mind, yep that's a bird asterisk asterisk on paper, that's a bird. Draws squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Maintaining friendships from high school, college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we're not best friends who talk every day, but if shit went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, blah. Here just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel, less than 20 minutes later, welp, all done. Beekeeping. You see videos of these old dudes in their veils and beekeeping suits and it makes it seem so relaxing and easy. Turns out that bees aren't so good at finding enough food on their own and they can get sick really easy and in the winter they can mold. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. It's still worth it though. Edit. Thank you so much fellow beekeepers. I didn't have time to answer a lot of the questions and in looking through the questions, I saw a wonderful, beautiful community bringing awareness and knowledge. Also, obligatory thank you for the gold. I'm glad my plight with bees has garnered so much attention and I really appreciate the insightful knowledge that is being shared here. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. Wah. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult, because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy, just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. Fuck you duvet covers. Fuck you hard. Edit. Holy crap, I thought it was just me that had lifelong problems with them. RIP inbox and massive thanks for the gold and silver smiley face. I get in the duvet like a mole and grab and pull until everything is layered pancake perfect, then I crawl out. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Edit. Thank you for all the awards. I'm a little shocked and saddened at the amount of people who took this comment negatively, even calling it toxic. Everyone deserves to be loved, and self-reflection is not bad. Don't just look for the right one, be someone else's right one. Flying remote-controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5 to 6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. And edit, I was outside. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree, but then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. All the feels for this. I only wish I hadn't bought into the college is the only way to go mentality. By 21 my life goal was to not be miserable, and everyone assumed I was depressed as all hell, but this is what I meant as finding some sort of career where I didn't want to blow my head off just having to show up to work every day. One of the things I sincerely wish I had discovered earlier was that college doesn't guarantee that path. Took me 4 tries for a proper degree and another try at a tech school to discover that what makes me happy is farming. Like, literally I was gifted a dozen chickens and was like this, the simple life. Digging in the dirt and raising animals, and it's hard, and so far I still struggle with the beer money, but I'm happy and I love my damn birds so much. Just wish I would have found this before I took out $10,000 in student loans, which I know is a small amount by comparison but still hangs over my head. Writing a post or comment on Reddit that gets recognition. Nah, it's like carpet bombing. Throw a lot out there, some of them hit. My comment history is a zillion 1-point comments and the occasional 7,000 upvote hit. And frankly it's a lot less about my own cleverness and more about being positioned in a popular thread. Look up my top comment of all time to see what I mean. It was a quick smartass add-on to something someone else said, but it was in a great thread full of funny stuff. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple, look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup they have a heart alright, when in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny-looking kid syndrome, they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls, they're looking for hernias. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. The real trick is to only own one sheet, so as soon as it comes out of the wash you immediately put it back in the bed and never need to even attempt folding it. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar, it's the American way. Losing weight. Changing habits is hard. People tend to mistake simple things for being easy. Those CAPTCHA things on Google. I can honestly never read them and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric sad face. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school, you're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured, just follow directions. Bachelor's degree, reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree, capable of independent thought, only referencing knowledge from the book, and applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD, you wrote the book. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical break point like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lil T or Fingers. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. TBH, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well. It's only when you mess up do people notice. Being in your 20s. As a clueless kid I thought by now I'd have everything figured out and my life on track. I'm still clueless, but now I also have depression. In my 30s. Still clueless. Committing suicide. Looks easy, but when the time comes, it can be very hard to commit to it, then you spiral further down the rabbit hole thinking you're so shit you can't even kill yourself. True story edit. Christ on a bike, didn't expect such a turnout. I'd like to thank those that gave and all of you sharing bits of yourselves. It's very sad to see so many in the same boat, a little worried it may capsize. Thank you Reddit, hang in there, not like that, put the rope down, you've been great. Been there, tried that, drove to the hospital instead of going through with it, felt even worse because I couldn't even accomplish that seemingly simple task, then felt terrible because my wonderful husband had to come pick me up, that was like maybe 4, 5 years ago? Things are much better. Got a dog to help me cope, switched up my thyroid medicine and antidepressants, and set up a series of questions to ask myself and for my husband to ask me to make sure we catch anything before I drop that low again. My first baby just turned 2 weeks ago and my 7-year wedding anniversary is in a couple days. I'm so glad I failed back then. I hope you're doing well, and if you ever need convincing that things will get better, even if life in general doesn't, you yourself can feel better, then DM me. Even better, get some support around you and be open about what you're going through. I didn't tell anyone for years, and I've got better relationships now because I've talked about it a bit. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they're so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy, it's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. All smoke and mirrors, friends. As a dance teacher, I can tell you confidently that it feels absolutely silly until you just start to sell it. 90% confidence, 10% squats. Having fun is step number 1. Fake it till you make it. Being an adult. They never had to do homework, could stay up late, eat what they wanted and had the money. I wish I was a naive kid again. Makes me wonder if parents should be a little more honest about their life. But I guess kids will either see it as one-upping or get stressed, so I dunno. Getting away with murder. Actually, if you go to a large city and kill someone you have no connection to, the odds are you will get away scot-free. For example, the homicide arrest rate in Baltimore and Chicago are about 20%, meaning you have an 80% chance of not getting arrested. Losing my virginity. That's me in the corner, that's me in the fleshlight. Hanging out with friends during that I'm not at school but I'm still dependent on my family period, where you have spare time but have no way of getting anywhere. You must have grown up in car-only suburbs. Golf. I feel like most people think they can just grip it and rip it and don't take into account how hard it is to have a consistently good swing with solid contact. I missed the first word as I was skimming and thought you were talking about wanking. Easy as pie. Pie is the most difficult thing I've ever done, made. Hell yeah. Keeping the dough cold while avoiding overworking it, and somehow perfectly distributing the butter throughout the mixture so that there aren't massive butter chunks, it's difficult. Math. I swear to God pieces of my soul became trapped in math work and perished when I burned them. Edit. Oh my frickety frack you guys, this is my first award and most upvoted thing ever, thank you so much. When I was younger I did terrible at algebra and geometry. I failed one and went to summer school for the other. I couldn't grasp any of it and if I did decent on a test it was because I was looking at other people's answers. Calculus was so out of the question that it would have been ridiculous to bring up as an option for a class to take. Here I am today at my full-time job doing basic math that I learned from grades 3 to 5 and I kill it. Don't let the difficult math get the best of you, brother. Killing Enderman for Ender Pearls. Just back up against a wall before you hit it. That way when it teleports it can't go behind you. Socializing with people. I have severe social anxiety, and even small interactions with strangers, and even some people I've known for a while are really hard for me. I don't hate people or dislike being around them, but I'm just awful at keeping conversations going or initiating them. Outgoing people make it look very easy, for me it is not. Talk about their interests. Example, oh, you are a teacher? What do you teach? What made you decide to become a teacher? What would you tell future teachers? What would you change about the profession? People love talking about their lives. Also, it shows that you are a good listener. Edit. Don't ask questions in rapid fire. That's weird. Let the person talk and form a follow-up question based on their answers. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it. Then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. I can still remember my band director. You guys laugh about the triangle players, but you have no idea how hard it is to stay focused while counting 132 bars and not miss your cue. Anytime I come up with a coding idea for how to transform dataset X into pretty visualization Y, oh, that will be easy. I'll just put this into an array, do this then do that, and we'll be good to go. 6 hours later and I'm still dumping the raw objects to figure out what's going wrong. Every time I come up with an idea and get to the execution part, something like this happens, then I drop it and think about it 6 months later and hate myself even more. Playing an instrument. Have played most percussion instruments, trumpet, some baritone, and was first chair tuba, sousaphone for 4 years, and difficulty varies based on instrument and physical attributes. I was going to say the same thing. I played drums, on a long-term hiatus, not sure I'll go back to playing, and people either seem to think that playing the drums is borderline impossible or that it's the same thing as clapping your hands and tapping your feet. Well, it's honestly not that difficult to play really simple stuff, although it is difficult to play really simple stuff well. But even people who are halfway decent on the instrument will tell you it is incredibly difficult to get good, much less great. Selling panties online. I've seen a couple posts about how someone could exploit desperate dudes on Craigslist by buying women's panties, spritzing them with perfume, and then selling them online. Were it so easy. Nowadays, buyers want to see photos of a real woman in the exact pair they'll be buying, or proof in the form of being PantyTrust certified. They'll want extras or special requests for their order, plenty of fetishes to go around, and the vast majority of them will drop off the face of the earth when it comes time to actually pay. You'll have to sift through hundreds of responses to your ad, knowing most of them will be time wasters just trying to get a little dirty talk or some photos. My advice? Don't bother. Leave it to the camgirls who make some side cash off selling their panties, because there's always going to be someone willing to go a step further than you, and they will be the one to make the sale. PantyTrust certified? It amuses me that things like that exist. Programming. It's like Lego sets. Anyone can follow the instructions and make the Millennium Falcon. But it's a whole different ballgame when you're given a pile of assorted blocks and someone says, okay, now, recreate the Taj Mahal. But the client wants it to look like Big Ben. It also needs to be able to interlock with the Sphinx, the Great Wall, the Eiffel Tower, and the Maojang Temple to create a super monument. Yes, I know the Maojang Temple hasn't been designed yet, just make some good guesses. We can add parts to it once we know what we need. We need you to draw 7 red lines. Getting 50 karma to post my orange kitties on our cat's sad face. I have ya won, good luck. Rainbow Road on Mario Kart. I still don't think I've ever come first, I freaking love Rainbow Road. I'm the asshole who always picks that one. Thanks for watching, listening. Don't forget to subscribe.